My name is Trey and welcome back to Reloader Reacts. Today we are going through r/Talesfromtechsupport, where OP has to help a bunch of people who don't know how technology works. This first post is by Speedy. We had a huge issue where staff were contacting IT staff directly via Teams, email, in passing, or just straight up interrupting IT staff when they were doing other jobs to raise their incidents and requests. Like most large organizations, we wanted all new requests and incidents to come in via the service desk, and offered staff their choice of an email via an online portal or calling through via a telephone call to do this. Whenever we were approached by staff directly as described above, we would always let them know they needed to log a ticket. Problem was that 90% of the time this would result in, how do I do that? And you would then spend 10 to 15 minutes with them going through logging a ticket with, it's asking me to describe my problem, what do I type in? Okay, now it's asking for my phone number. Do I type in my phone number in there? I imagine about half of this was the, I'm not good with computers and apparently not good with basic comprehension type. And the other half of people being so difficult that the IT person they were speaking to would give up and just do their request without them logging a ticket. The solution? Anyone that has worked in a large organization has probably dealt with mandatory online training/learning. The type that usually relates to safety, whistleblowing, raising grievances, etc. Where you do a short online module and have a test at the end where you need to get something like 90% to 100% to pass. In this organization, this was part of the HR system and baked into the HR software package, so HR managed this. We worked with HR to develop a course called Contacting IT, which was literally a course on how to log a ticket with us. And yes, there was a test at the end. All new starters would need to complete this before starting, and all existing employees have 6 weeks to complete. This was great, as after that 6-week period, whenever we got a, I don't know how to log a ticket, we could mention that they would have had an online module to complete explaining how to do that. And if they don't know about this or forgotten what to do, they should contact their manager to request retraining. This next post is by Corin So Lost. The user whose last day was 2 weeks ago, the account has been disabled since then, and we're waiting for them to return the company laptop. User brings the laptop into the office. Hey, I can't access the laptop anymore. Me. Yeah, your last day was over a week ago, so standard leaver practice is to lock down leaver accounts and access, smiley face. I need my payslips and I have personal documents on the laptop. Well, for payslips, reach out to the HR team, and they can get you your payslips and other employment docs. But your account is disabled, and as per security policy, you've left, so we can't let you back into the system. I want those files back now. You can't, I'm sorry. That's our security policy. I'd suggest speaking with HR. Maybe they can speak to the security team. They'll just need to look over them to make sure they don't contain company data. Bearing in mind, I work for a medical company and we have strict security. I'm not giving this laptop back until you return my files. Me, in the nicest customer service tone of voice I can give. Your contract that you sign states once you leave, you must return any company equipment, and the IT policy is you should not save personal and non-work related files to the system. User leaves and takes the laptop with them. You'll be hearing from my solicitor. Flags it with HR, InfoSec and the user's former manager. User returned later today, looking rather sheepish and being escorted by security, leaving the laptop at my desk and then was escorted out of the office. Something tells me they were a known troublemaker and that's why they got fired. Or they were trying to steal company data. I did end up getting some praise from management for how I handled that, so that's a plus, haha. This next post is by Chocobemog. My dad and I were recently talking about the time I worked at the same company as him, and I reminded him about this story where I was left alone in a tech support closet because of an email error by his team. Many years ago, my very first job was as the help desk for a company of 400 plus employees. My office was literally a converted closet in the back corner of the building. My entire purpose was to sit there and wait for someone in the building to call me so I could assist them with a technical issue. When I first started, I was paranoid of doing anything wrong that could get me fired, so I didn't even use the computer to browse the internet. I just sat there each day, staring at an analog phone, waiting for someone to call for technical help. Unbeknownst to me, the company occasionally had a surprise half day. On a random Friday, the CEO would email the company informing everyone they could leave at noon and start their weekend early. Unfortunately, since I was new, I had not been added to the all mailing list, a task owned by my dad's team, and was not informed of this occasion. And no one thought to check on the help desk kid sitting in the back closet to make sure he knew to leave early. So my first surprise half day was spent sitting in a closet alone, staring at a desk phone, diligently waiting for a call from someone, anyone, when the entire company had left 4 hours earlier. I only realized something was amiss when I walked to my car at the end of the day and the entire parking lot was empty. To add salt to my wounds, when I arrived home, my dad just asked, "What took you so long?" "Thanks, Dad. Would have been nice if your team had added me to the email list." This next post is my fuzzy ad. Kid brings me his laptop, saying he's trying to launch a program, but a pop-up keeps blocking it. I take a look. The pop-up says, "This program cannot launch while other program is running. Close other program and try again." I ask Kid, "What happened when you tried that?" He gets embarrassed and says, "Oh, I didn't." So I have him close the other program and try again. Magically, the problem goes away. A woman comes over and says she's trying to log into a laptop, but it's not working. I walk over and take a look, having her type in her username and password. She does so, and a pop-up says, "Password must be changed. Click continue to change password." She says, "See, this keeps happening. I don't know what to do." I say, as politely as I can, "Well, see here it says to change your password, so let's do that." I click continue for her. Box 1, enter new password. Box 2, confirm new password. She is confused by the two boxes. What do I do? I had to point to each sentence before she would read them. A girl comes over and says the printer won't release her job. I walk over to look at it. She enters her password and the queue opens, displaying her print job. Then she stands there. See, it won't do anything. I click the button that says print. Her job releases. She is embarrassed. Please just read. Please read things on your screen before freaking out. I vibe with this post so much. I have so many people that have come to me, "What do I do?" And the answer is right on the screen. Not even cryptically, it says exactly what to do on the screen. If they had done a little bit of reading, they'd be able to know what to do. They never would have asked me. This next post is by Pretty Boy. We received a very strange ticket earlier this fall regarding one of our services, requesting us to activate several named features. The features in question were new to us, and we scoured the documentation and spoke to the development team regarding these features. No one could find out what he was talking about. Eventually, my colleague said the feature names reminded him of AI. That's when it clicked. The customer had asked ChatGPT how to accomplish a given task with our service, and it had given a completely hallucinated overview of our features and how to activate them. Contact support. We confronted the customer directly and asked, "Where did you find these features? Were they hallucinated by an AI?" And he admitted to having used AI to reflect and complained about us not having these features, as it seemed like a brilliant idea and that the AI was really onto something. We responded by saying that they were far outside of the scope of our services, and that he would need to be more careful when using AI in the future. May God help us all. I could not stop laughing when reading that post. I had to do so many takes. That AI was really onto something. This next post is by Speddy. Back when I was younger and much dumber, I did some occasional help for a neighbour. It was only the odd thing here and there. Small things like setting up a printer or installing software. I never charged for anything. Said neighbour started a business and started to rely more and more on their PC. So these little requests for help became more frequent. Then started the "I need this urgently, please come assist ASAP," etc. No offer of money was ever made. I was also doing a fair bit of study, worked a part-time job, and had somewhat of a social life, so I wasn't really interested in charging money and any of the responsibilities and risks that come with it. I did tell the neighbour whilst I would help as much as I can, if they rely on their computer for their business, it might be worthwhile getting a paid IT person. Their attitude was basically, why would I pay someone when you do it for free? Anyway, one day someone breaks on a Monday or Tuesday, and I mentioned I couldn't take a look until the weekend, due to study, work, etc. They said that won't do. They really need me to take a look, and if I could rearrange a few things so I could take a look today or tomorrow. I say I can't. They mentioned that this isn't good enough. They rely on their computer, and I need to fix it ASAP. At this point, I've pretty much had enough. I'm sorry my services haven't met your needs. I will give you a full refund for my services so far. I don't think I've actually paid you anything, have I? No, therefore the refund is complete. I think they got the hint. This was r/Talesfromtechsupport. If you liked this video, make sure to go check out some other videos on the channel, and also make sure to hit that subscribe button as I post new Reddit content every single day.